Could you catch a carp to survive? No bed chairs, no bivvies, no stoves, not even a lighter. Stripped of every modern comfort, a week in France suddenly feels a long, long way from home. To eat, you must catch. To survive, you must adapt, endure, and overcome the wild. That's the challenge we set ourselves.
There goes carp coming. Carp on his way, carp on his way. Let's get this rod in quick.
We've already spoke about frog legs. You lot are trying to make us eat beetles, but we're not going to do that.
I feel like, I'm not going to lie,
even if you've never fished before, you can go into a tackle shop, buy a stove. It's easy, isn't it? It's like almost domesticated fishing. But this is wild, man. This is like pure wilderness. It's fight to survive. Charles Darwin.
Boom, have some of that. One thing is for sure, I've never caught a carp that means what this one does. We're about to have some grub.
Breaking sweats, this is another mirror. Oh, he just got soaked. Telling me that ain't living it. Sick, bruv. Sick! Living the dream. Living the dream.
Right, sorry to interrupt, but whilst I have your attention, I just want to talk about a couple of things. Firstly, would you please subscribe to our YouTube channel? We would massively appreciate it, and you will stay very much up to date with everything YouTube orientated that we do. Secondly, and as well as asking you for a little favour, we have a little something that might be of interest to you. If you click the link in description or scan the QR code on screen, you will be entitled to 50% off your first 3 months as a Cypography member. And as a Cypography member, you will get access to over 1,000 videos and several other member perks.
What was once a pursuit for only the hardiest of anglers has become the most popular form of fishing in the UK. With time comes evolution, and in just a few decades, carp fishing has advanced in ways few could ever have imagined. From the simplicity of rod and line to today's shelters, clothing and creature comforts, we now live in an era where surviving the elements is no longer a challenge, but a given. Those who've watched carp fishing evolve understand not to take these luxuries for granted, but for many modern anglers, there's little to consider beyond the next bite. This series changes that. Stripped of our newfound comforts, we'll discover what it really means to fish and to survive in the wild.
We have just arrived for a week's fishing in France. But in this rucksack thrown over my shoulder is the equivalent of what 2 guys would take fishing for a week in France. We have no bivvies, we have no bed chairs, we have no lighter. All of the things that we would normally carry and normally bring to ensure that we have a lovely time have been taken away from us and stashed in this rucksack. Aside from the fishing, is everything we will need and everything we have to survive a week's fishing out here in France. In the rucksack, there are 2 small sleeping bags, there are 2 hammocks for us to sleep in, there's a tarpaulin sheet to keep us dry if it should rain, there's a length of rope, 2 knives, 2 mess tins, an axe to chop wood with, a flint to start our fires with, as there will be no stoves for eating. Our clothing is in here, you name it, it's in this rucksack. The only things we have to carry other than this are the kit we need to catch carp with. And if we do not catch carp, we will not be able to eat. So to put things quite simply, not only do we have to survive out here, but without catching carp, we're in big trouble in terms of food.
This week ahead, I'm going to do things that I have never done before. I have never slept in a hammock, I've never started a fire with a flint, and I've never had to catch carp just to eat a little bit of food. So I'm so excited, and I feel like this is a proper bit of me.
Much like Finn, I've never done anything like this before either. In fact, I dare say There are very few carp anglers alive that have done anything like this. And as much as we have got to survive in the wild, we've got to catch carp. If we catch loads of carp, it shouldn't be too much trouble. We might sleep uncomfortably, but the no food thing, that's the big thing. It doesn't matter how hard you have to work. If you're eating, you're keeping your energy up, it comes easily. But no food, that changes the game. So in terms of the fishing, I've been to this lake before. There's an area down the bottom end of the lake. The wind isn't as I'd want it to be, but with the time of year, we're just coming into May, it's a shallow part of the lake. Potentially the kind of area the fish will start to use around spawning time, and that's where we're going to start. It's nice and close. It's not a big area of water, so if it doesn't happen there, we can write that off, and tomorrow morning we can start from scratch. But there's not long until dark. We need to get ourselves packed, ready, rods in the water, and only then can we think about dinner, which in a normal situation would be quite high on my list of things to do right now.
Starving.
We decided we would have a big meal on the way here
and
eat each other sick if we get that hungry.
It was like, oh, we're going to McDonald's or we're going Burger King. Like, we drove past about 13 of them, stopped at some weird little garage. You've got a ham and cheese sandwich.
Mate, we've got sick if you need to.
Starving, mate.
I know.
Like, I'll start eating leaves any second. Like a snack before we start.
We haven't got snacks.
I had a ham sandwich about 4 hours ago.
Loads of both.
Despite being somewhat up against it with our living situation, our fishing was to remain unhindered. We would, however, be sharing one man's tackle, which would mean half the chances we'd usually have of catching a carp.
I'm saying, if we run out, we can get more.
Geese, you don't start thinking about running out. You need to catch carp first.
Yeah, I know. But if we do
I'm thinking about running out, mate.
If we do run out, we can get more.
I'm thinking I'll be lucky if I eat something out of it.
The lake we were fishing spans almost 400 acres and is an artificial reservoir created in the 1960s. Fed by small streams, the venue helps regulate a nearby river and of course holds plenty of carp. With evening fast approaching, we made our way to the swim in somewhat of a rush to get our rods in the water. Based on our own preferences when it comes to rigs, we decided to start off with different approaches. While Finn opted for hinge rigs, I went in with large inline leads, long hook links and pink wafters.
Right, rods are ready. Me and Finn are already absolutely starving. I'm very much regretting not stopping for more food on the way. So the rods are now going to go out, because without rods in the water, that means no carp. Without carp, it means no food. So we're going to put them out, spread them out, and see what happens. I've always found the best thing to do on these lakes is just cover as much water as you can. Spread them far and wide, different ranges. And generally on a lake like this, if there are carp, you will catch them. It's not like the lakes at home where you can have fish over the top of you, you don't catch them because they're scared of getting caught. That doesn't really happen out here, certainly from my experience. So, time to get the rods out, and then we'll get our camp set up.
In keeping with the theme of this challenge, I decided to leave my echo sounder behind, which would make finding spots a little more difficult. In these situations, and with us yet to see anything, best bet is to think about the patrol routes of the fish and position your rigs accordingly, making sure you've got all bases covered. Before getting that all-important first bite, it's always worth fishing for a bite, using just enough bait to catch a carp. With large numbers of nuisance species present in most of the public lakes in France, I always take that into account too, opting for a mix of nuts, particles and oilies. For me, it's the best starting point, and from here, the carp will tell us what to do next.
Okay, finally we have all 4 rods out. Happy days, they went out lovely, but we are losing light rapidly and we haven't made fires, we ain't made camps or nothing. This is all what we got to do now. Got to find some suitable trees to put our hammocks up. Now, luckily we're in a nice little forest, so I'm sure we're going to find somewhere good, but this is like the stressful bit now. Survival of the fittest.
Now, as much as I am ever so slightly concerned about the depth up this end, it's a lot shallower than it was when I fished here previously. Don't get me wrong, it's the spring. Carp love shallow water in the spring, so I'm not saying it's the end of the world, but I would prefer it if it was a bit deeper. It's probably 4 or 5 foot on average, and I'd say it was more like 7 last time. So it's not too shallow, but one good thing about this area is, of course, you get a good view of the lake, which is really important on a lake of this size. I want to be able to fish the area, write the area off if they're not here. That's why we've started here, and then we'll just work our way that way, depending on what happens. But aside from that, you've got a good view. And as I said a second ago, a good view of the lake on a big lake is important. It's going to be flat calm in the morning, I've got no doubt about that. And from here, with a sheet of glass like we have now, during what was a beautiful evening, if there are carp jumping, we will see them, certainly if they're at this end of the lake.
Now settled in terms of the fishing, it was time to turn caveman. We needed flames.
Firelight and stuff. We're now foraging for tinder. I know that silver birch is good, and we also found some horseshoe fungus, or hoof fungus. And I only know that's good because me and my brother used to watch Ray Mears all the time when we was kids, and I remember him using that for tinder, so good find.
Whilst Finn continued his search for dry wood and tinder, I set about fixing our hammocks to the trees. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little nervous about what sleeping in them was going to be like.
This looks really comfy, this does. Imagine if it just ripped and then I haven't got a hammock to sleep in all week. Oh mate, that's heaven. Mate, I won't even use my bed chair after this. See you later. I swear to you, this is decent.
Are we cushy, yeah?
100%.
If I get this fire going, we are.
Like, don't get me wrong, it's not the most, like, it's not a lot of movement available, but I feel like a small child being rocked to sleep.
Right, instead of laying down doing absolutely nothing, can you come and help make fire? And you just need to start getting twigs, because once this goes, it's going to go.
By stripping away the highly flammable birch bark with a knife, we gathered the perfect fuel, which we then attempted to ignite using sparks from our flint. And as much as that might sound easy, the reality was, it was far from it.
It's got to land right on it.
Yes.
There we go. Hold on.
I'm not going to blow it, I'll let you do it.
No.
It's just damp, and everything's a little bit damp. Right, the boys have missed it. We're not doing it again though. We don't know if this we don't know if this has actually been caught.
Go, just get little twigs on. Don't smother it like that.
Shut up.
You got to do singles, man. Matchsticks to start with. Oh my god. Silverback tinder. Silver barch tinder and a flint.
Barch. We just need carp now. It's too big.
Yeah, mate.
All we've got to do now is keep building and keep blowing, I reckon. And we'll have a proper fire.
It felt like a genuine accomplishment to have built a fire from scratch. It's something neither of us had done before, and as far as we were concerned, we'd done the hard part. All we needed now was a carp through the night. There are countless reasons I wanted to take on this challenge, but high on that list was the chance to wake up to mornings like this. You take the rough with the smooth, and as much as this trip was going to test us, this cloud certainly came with its silver linings.
Right, first brew of the day, which is the water we cooked up last night. Now, it's got a lot of bits in it, and it tastes of wood, but it's kind of nice in its own weird way. Either way, it's the best thing we've got. The fishing has been quiet, had a weird occurrence in the night, haven't caught any carp, obviously, and we're going to wrap up and we're going to move. I know where we're going to go, centre of the pond. The wind is a bit of a weird one. It's a very long lake, but it's blowing across the width of the lake rather than the length of it. Obviously, if the wind blows down this lake, it's always more prominent wind. But yeah, we're going to go up sort of halfway point, halfway up the lake, an area that I fished before and caught loads of carp from when I did. Much deeper water there than this, probably 15 foot, something like that. Have a go there, and once again from the middle you can see a long way left and right. So pack up and we're gone.
Get her in and gone.
Whoa,
Good one.
good one, brah. Noddy, noddy.
Keeping the tinder. Catching nothing, being very hungry and feet cold is just, you know, it's quite testing on the first night.
Next time if you put some bait out that like the roach won't eat all of, that'll help.
God, these reels.
Definitely real, mate, yeah.
Doesn't even have quick drag.
Our chosen swim was a long way up the lake, so I made the journey by boat, dropped some kit off to secure the swim, and arranged to meet the others by the vans in a car park not far from where we'd be fishing.
Absolutely beautiful here. Look at this. Other than the angler's shit that I keep seeing. And on the toilet roll. It's a very, very nice morning. I've dropped the boat off in the swim that I had in mind. There's people opposite, sort of left and right. I'm not buzzing about, so I've had a little wander down. I'm having a wander down. See what we can see. Yeah, look at this. One of the bays. It's quite an interesting shaped lake, this. It's got a lot of bays like this. Have a look at this.
Elliott has kindly left us to sort the gear out while he's gone off with 2 rods and a boat.
Just seen one, right down the bottom.
That was a weird scream coming from the forest, wasn't it?
Convinced I'd just seen a carp show, I then spotted a nearby angler emerge and head out in a boat, appearing very much as if he was playing a carp.
Dipping his rod tip under it, he's definitely got something snagged. He ain't having a good time.
Hopefully that geezer's dog eats all the shit I found in the bushes. Oh, fuck's sake. I reckon he is, mate. He's got near the poo corner. Oh, he's in my swim.
You got stuff over there? You got kit over there?
Yeah.
You doing well?
Nah. His dogs are just being told to get out. That would be handy though if they do eat that poo. If they do eat that poo. Dogs are shit-eating bastards as well. They love eating it. But this bloke, I don't know what he's doing. It looks to me, he's got one snagged, I'm saying. He's leaning into his rod. Then he's letting it go slack, then changing the angle. He's in and out the water. So the fish I saw was, let's say 40, 50 yards in front of his swim, if that. Slightly more that way. We're trying to work out if it was an angler in the swim, so I didn't know for sure. So I'd seen a person in red and blue, which I've now worked out is his little boy. And then mate, he's just gone out in a boat with a rod. And he's now leant into it and things like that. So I'm guessing one's just showed in front of him, and now he's had a bite on a different area.
With only a single probable sighting to go on, we chose to explore other areas of the lake before fully committing to a swim. On such a vast expanse of water, we knew that even one definite sighting could completely swing things in our favour.
Look at them, look.
Oh,
Loads of them. I think there's a big rock and they keep buzzing round it. Yeah, it's got to the point now we are getting really hungry. There's lots of small fish in this river which we're looking at as a potential meal. We might take a wader job, get him in the net and scoop some. I do love whitebait. And they're about whitebait size. Have you got any batter with you?
That's it, that's what we need.
Accepting defeat for the time being and knowing we were searching for signs at the worst time of day, we chose to trust the earlier sighting and my prior knowledge of the venue, heading for the middle section of the lake. We ferried the remaining kit across in the boats before getting Plan B into action. On my first visit to this venue, we'd caught plenty of carp by fishing in and around the centre of this area of water. Most of our bites came from an old stream bed that crossed the swim at roughly the halfway point, so our plan was to focus our efforts there. At the same time, we had plenty of water to explore, which meant we could keep our options open, a real advantage on a lake like this.